Shalom, Yashala Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yashar Allah. Call Haloyim La, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Harakakodash, for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwaf that's keeping the faith and the works. Y'all keep at it. This your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. All right, same spirits that's on this earth now are the same spirits that was on the earth in times of old. This video is really a lamb back off of the last, I want to say the last video, or the video before last that I made. We're speaking about Edom's oppressive system. All right, to you, one or two individuals that saw it. All right, but I don't know. A lot of people probably wondering, man, why they man constantly making, content and nobody is really paying attention to it. It's not really about, people watching. It's about being obedient to the word. Am I saying that I don't want people to watch, the video epistles? Of course not. But what I'm saying is that's not going to stop no show. All right? The job has to be done. And I'm going to do that job. All right? Because this is between me and the Lord. Nevertheless, like I said, I'm letting me backing up the last, or one of the latest videos I've done speaking about Esau Edom's oppressive system. And it was going into, the work week being created as far as the hours that is considered full time by Henry Ford. Going into, matter of fact, let me let portions of that video play. I'll be back.
Why do we think that these people stopped these things because they felt sorry for us? Slavery was an economy. It's a thing where everything is calculated from day one, even to the construct of it all, right? So that let me finish this point though. And when we start to look at it from a logical standpoint, I mean to cut your wisdom, like you said. No, you good. From a logical standpoint, when we look at it like that, we would not ask for some of the things that we were asking. We would be more strategic to this day, and here's the reason why.
So I want you to hear what he just said. He said slavery was a form of currency. And it was. That was the beginning currency of Babylon. It was us, our forefathers. And we are our forefathers. All right? And the system evolved from us being traded on Wall Street to Esau Edom creating an actual form of currency to trade with. Right? To be able to build up their finances. They created a dollar. Right? Now, you had two forms. You had the Confederate fund money, and then you had the Union money, which is, closer to what we spend today. But the beginnings of this place we were the currency, and then it morphed into, them actually creating a dollar. But a major change happened when we stopped being that form of currency, right? That's when, you had different plants open up, steel mills, so forth and so on. These different things were opening up, right? Because they had to have workers to work these things to be able to, still be a major force worldwide, all right? So let me let some more of this play.
If you understood, regardless of how heinous slavery was and how it affected us, what it was meant to be and what it was back then, it was the only form of currency. When it ended, eating, showering, basic survival. That's 100
to the workforce, right? Which is where we are now. And that system is changing yet again. And it's becoming a digital system. So what does that mean for society? That's the lammy back I want. add on to, because it's another change happening, right? So when we stopped being currency and that dollar was formed, the major change happened. The major change that happened was, the Emancipation Proclamation, so forth and so on, and we got released into the world. Policy change as far as legislation goes, criminal wise, and policy change as far as the economy goes. Right. So these were the signs that the world that we're living in now was coming. Right, and here we are today. The same thing. Right. How old boy said in the video, they basically released us as being slaves in cotton fields and made us slaves to the debt-based society, right? Slaves to the dollar. So now we have to work in these different positions in order to, maintain the economy of the daughter of Babylon. But it's changing again. So that means a major change has to come as far as the people goes, right? Just like in times past, another change has to occur. And Esau Edom is passing, or already has rather, legislation in place in order for that major change to occur, right? And also the same thing as far as like the Civil War happening, right? To really usher in the change, same thing now, right? Now you got the threat of World War III that's looming, right? And a lot of it is predicated upon, this digital world order or technocracy, right? That's being implemented in the world, right? So let me let some more videos play, and I'll be back.
And responsibility to be the sponsor of Bill S-233, which we've just commenced study of in the Senate Standing Committee on Finance. The bill would introduce a framework to develop a guaranteed livable basic income. We are struggling throughout this country with homelessness, food insecurity, poverty, health, mental health issues, and this is one way that we could start to look at these issues. It's not the only way, but it's certainly a key way.
And I think we've gathered a great deal of data to show the positive consequences of offering people the opportunity.
Half of Canadians are pessimistic about their personal finances. A quarter of low-income families cannot pay for monthly expenses.
And that's done by design, right? The different tariff wars and the price of everything going up, and the price, with the exception of the price of paying a worker to work. That's by design, because a new system is on the way. A new system is being implemented, and the people are feeling that change just like they did, in the 17, 18, and early 1900s, right? They're feeling this change. Well, really late 1800s, early 1900s, right? They're feeling this change, right? And it's because this devil is doing the same tricks he did in times past. It's the same thing. There's no new thing under the sun. The same spirits that existed then exist now, and they're doing the same things that they did when they were on the earth in times past.
Homeless population of Vancouver just increased by 32% in the last 3 years, whereas the general population only increased by 3%. I think this is the most rational and cost-effective way we can take as a nation to address poverty and other crises. My own studies, my own research has shown that cash transfers and other forms of basic income actually generate savings for government and savings for taxpayers in the long run.
And responsibility to be the sponsor of Bill.
System that's currently in place now that I think is going to be upended by AI. Universal basic income is the only way to sustain society. You can't just have people go poor and go hungry. So universal basic income, on one hand, has a lot of hope.
They're telling you it's coming. I mean, of course, Joe Rogan is going to propagate this agenda forward of universal basic income. He is a huge supporter of Mr. Chip in the Brain, false prophet himself, one of his best friends, and not to mention how he has supported the idea of AI governance.
I've said publicly, and I'm kind of half joking, that we need AI government.
And as we can see, he's going to get what he wished for. Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but I find the timing of this all very interesting with the signing of the Genius Act. And now, for those who do not know, the purpose of the Genius Act is to establish the new digital financial system. It is the foundation, it is the infrastructure for the beast system, ultimately. But with this Genius Act, it is establishing a new stablecoin, which will be the US digital dollar. Which, of course, the timing is impeccable after the signing of the Genius Act, this implementation of a new US digital dollar, a stable.
So you see where it's going. You see the route that the world is moving towards, right? The dollar came in play, then everybody had to get the dollar, right? This digital coin is coming into play. Now everybody has to have the digital coin. The world is moving towards a digital technocracy, right? A technology ruled society, right? Which also means that you have to have technology inside of you. Like he said, the beast system, right? Speaking about Revelation 13, right? That's what this is all pointing towards, Revelation chapter 13, man. Right? Well, if you don't take this thing, then you won't be able to buy or sell. You'll be, basically looked down upon in society. You won't be able to operate in society, right? I would say you would be like a homeless person sleeping under the bridge, but hell, they pass or have passed legislation that's against the law, because they already know that they're gonna have people that's gonna buck up against it, so they want you basically in a corner to where you really don't have any options but to take this thing. And the only individuals that's gonna take the thing is the individuals that the Lord ain't dealing with, i.e., the heathens and the 2/3, right? As far as the elect goes, we already know what time it is. We already see it coming. And the Lord told us, right, knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation, right? So if we know, that means destruction ain't for us, right? My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. If we have that knowledge, that means we are not destroyed, right?
Coin of cryptocurrency with the new financial system. We can see this right here with the agenda being very clear with the whole universal basic income, because again,
all right. So this is Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? Right? These different laws that, just like, like you said, the Genius Act and the act they just discussed in Canada and all the different legislation that's being passed around the world, all focused on artificial intelligence and all focused on digital currency, right? We already understand that's mischievous behavior. You're saying that you're forwarding, this world, but what are you forwarding this world into, right? You damn sure ain't trying to make nothing equal. We already understand that's not how you get down. So one could come to the proper understanding that you are furthering the oppression, right? Not only of the Lord's people, right, but also of his own people. And I would argue that's because Edumb don't really know who's who, right? So everybody can get it. If you're not in his immediate circle, then everybody can get it, right? That on top of, he really don't give a damn about his own fault, because we already understand that, right? With these different operations that didn't happen, and his own people ended up under buildings and buried in deserts and things of such. We already understand how the man get down, but at the end of the day, we know that this devil is moving in a mischievous way. So therefore, we have to walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. All right, so I just wanted to add that on, man, because I know I didn't put it in that video as it pertains to, universal basic income and the different legislation being passed and geared towards, artificial intelligence and currency, right? Because that's the next step, right? And it was always meant to be. It was always the design. You can look on your money and see. Look on the dollar bill. That stuff on there for a reason. It was always headed towards where we're at now, right? But the Lord says that, when they're about to fill their belly, then comes destruction. So, yeah, keep on keeping on, E. We rooting for you. All right? Go ahead and do what you do. Because we know the Lord going to do what he do. All right, so I'm going to end with that, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh these precepts in this video were edifying. Call Haloyam La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Harakakodash, Shalom Yasha Allah Wa Abba Baba.